Hey, did you know that there was one celebrity that was present at the opening of both Disneyland and Disney World's Magic Kingdom theme parks? Yeah, it blew my mind to discover this, and it's what sparked the inspiration for this episode. That celebrity was none other than Mary Poppins herself, Julie Andrews. Disney and celebrities. Oftentimes, these two words go hand in hand. Disney, or its subsidiaries, has seen most of the biggest stars of the past 100 years. Mary Poppins not only saw Julie Andrews, but also Dick Van Dyke. The Lion King featured the iconic voice of James Earl Jones.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope.
The Incredibles gave us a super-powered Samuel L. Jackson.
Honey!
What?
Where's my super suit?
What?
You tell me where my suit is, woman!
And don't even get me started on Genie, who was played to perfection by that one guy from the Dead Poets Society. All jokes aside, we love you, Robin, and miss you terribly. You are not only my captain, but you were also a major driving factor in my childhood, and I love you.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Even now, Disney has been bringing in some of Hollywood's biggest names who will they themselves one day become all-time classics, such as Dwayne T.R. Johnson and Emily Blunt. A lot of Mary Poppins in this intro. We could even take this a step further and say that the mouse has launched some actors into becoming household names. A good example of this would be Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean films. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Johnny Depp has done so much more than just the Pirates movies. And you would be right, so my question is this. Would Johnny have become the icon he is today without Disney? He was already a rising star before stepping into the wobbly boots of Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, he was Edward Scissorhands, he was Raoul Duke in Fear and Loathing.
This is Bat Country.
He was Ichabod Crane. He was, I don't know, Crybaby?
We love being bad 'cause the show feels good.
Needless to say, that steadily growing resume and him basically being Tim Burton's best friend, he would have had consistent work for the rest of his life and would have gotten fantastic acclaim for that. As well as, a couple other things that happened in his life. But starring in and being the driving force behind Disney's biggest trilogy, and a couple of decent sequels to it, certainly isn't going to hurt your star power. So while thinking about this, my mind lazily drifted toward the doors of Kingdom Hearts. Because that's one of 3 places where my mind always seems to go, and I got thinking about the celebrities that appear in the Kingdom Hearts games. Let me first preface that Disney and Square Enix at least attempt to get the original actors back to reprise their roles in the worlds based on their movies, so unless a celebrity was replaced by a different celebrity for the big D lowercase isney character, I'm only going to include Kingdom Hearts original characters, or Final Fantasy characters who either were never voiced before, or whose voice actor was changed to a different celebrity. Allow me to also note that I count voice actors in as celebrities as well, but in this context, voice actors are, kind of expected to be here. Now, movie stars and recording artists, they're more of an exotic breed in this jungle, and thus the topic of the current discussion. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, poke me in the face with your thumb and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, if you like this kind of format, yell at me in the comments and forcefully demand that I do more. Once I finish crying, I'll probably do a part 2. And hey, do you know of any other medium that uses celebrities in weird ways? Shout at me again if you want to see an episode on that. And without further intro, let's begin with the main character of the series, Sora, played by Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment first rose to celebrity by virtue of being the nephew of the legendary performer Donny Osmond. And that's a fact that I just made up. Did it sound convincing? Let me look it up. Hold on. Nope. No relation whatsoever. Haley Joel Osment is most famous for this.
I see dead people.
That's right. He's the kid from Pay It Forward. Oh, and also he's in The Sixth Sense. In his adult life, he hasn't really done too much in the way of acting. He appears in a handful of shows, but those are like guest appearances or cameos and not so much full-blown roles. But what is a full-blown role is our boy, the Islander, Sora. Long before Milo Ventimiglia was husband/dad goals, He was Brother Goals in a little show known as Heroes. This was an amazing show in its first couple seasons, but it petered out after a while. The main tagline for Heroes was, "Save the cheerleader, save the world."
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
And that cheerleader was none other than Kairi herself, Hayden Panettiere. While Kairi is probably my least liked of those three, I do really enjoy Hayden's work. Plus, if you're familiar with my content, you'll know that I have a sort of special parasocial connection to Hayden, because we share a birthday. And I'm not talking like, oh, cool, we share birthdays. Nah. It's not like how I share birthdays with Usain Bolt or Serge Tankian. I'm talking day, month, year. We were born on the exact same day. I also am apparently exactly 1 year older than Bo Burnham, too, and look how far we've come. She's a TV/movie/video game star, he's a wildly successful musical comedian, and I have a handful of subscribers on YouTube. Look, the point is, we're all doing pretty well. So, does anyone on Earth remember the show Seventh Heaven? Because I sure as hell didn't until I started researching for this episode. Well, it turns out that Riku, aka David Gallagher, played Simon on that show for like 8 seasons or so. He's also done a few other things and made some guest appearances, like on Bones and, others. But that's about all for Riku, which is a shame because he's probably my favorite of the Destiny Island trio. And now that we've got 3 of the 4 Kingdom Hearts 1 original characters, let's look into the last one. That being Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, as voiced by Billy Zane, from such movies as Titanic. And others.
I put the darkness in the coat. And I put the coat on her!
Look, I haven't really seen him in much, but he's been in a lot of crap, trust me, look him up. Billy Zane only voiced Ansem in the original, though. Afterwards, for reasons no one seems to know, they replaced Billy with Richard Epcar. And while not really a movie star, if you, like me, are into anime and video games, you will have heard Richard Epcar's voice, because he's all of these guys. And with that, we round out our 4 original characters, and for the most part, Disney and Square spared no expense in getting movie and TV stars to voice characters meant as a cross between movie and TV franchises and Final Fantasy. And speaking of Final Fantasy, there's a bunch of characters from that series in the first Kingdom Hearts game, too. And they are all voiced by celebrities. Not all. Not all of them. They're not all voiced by celebrities. There's a couple. Looking at you. Yeah. What the hell? But anyway, let's get into it with everybody's second favorite lady from Final Fantasy VII. Remember when I said Milo Ventimiglia was husband/dad goals? Well, he's not the only one from This Is Us to also appear in Kingdom Hearts. This is Mandy Moore. Mandy, of course, voiced Rapunzel in Disney's Tangled, but she did not voice her in Kingdom Hearts because during recording she was undergoing spinal surgery and couldn't get to a studio. And that's another fact that I made up. And I'm not going to look this one up either. You can only get so much research out of me. Mandy, as well as wearing the bow of Aerith, started her career as a singer-songwriter. Unfortunately for her, she did this right around the time Britney Spears was becoming, well, Britney Spears. But she did see some success in movies, like A Walk to Remember. Everyone's 4th favorite Final Fantasy VII girl, Yuffie, was voiced by the same person as Kim Possible. I know I said no voice actors, but I thought that was cool. Ooh, and that's where I'm wrong. She wasn't only Kim Possible. Well, guess this was bound to happen eventually. Everyone's wrong on the internet once, right? I guess once I finish this project, I should start drafting my half-assed apology video, huh? Well, time to learn the ukulele, I suppose. It's a shame, really. I was hoping to reach at least 100 subs before getting to this point. But, in any case, Yuffie was voiced by Emmy nominee Christy Romano, or Christy Carlson Romano. Sure, she's most well known for Kim Possible, but as a teen and young adult, she actually created a pretty decent Disney pedigree. She was not only the super spy whose ringtone everyone knows even if they don't know why. She also played the hardened pseudo-bully turned quasi-alright, almost friendly JROTC classmate alongside Hilary Duff in Cadet Kelly. She was also Ren in Even Stevens, which was actually a pretty good sitcom and really gave Shia LaBeouf his start, but Ren was probably my favorite. Is it because I was 11 and she was cute? Yeah, probably. But Ren was also a pretty interesting character, in some ways even more so than the zany Lewis or the just plain weird kid Beans. Those characters are ones that you would expect to see in a sitcom geared towards children, which is what made Christy's character so intriguing. She was the hard-working overachiever in the house full of slackers, and Christy did a good job bringing her to life. Eventually, Christy Carlson Romano began doing what every Disney Channel child or teen star seems to be contractually obligated to do, and began making music. Nowadays, she's been doing what every human being on the internet, myself included, is doing, which is podcasting. Weird. I had a lot more to say than I thought about a character that previously only had 2 sentences. Still sticking with Final Fantasy VII, allow me to introduce Steve Burton. Steve Burton plays Cloud Strife in, everything, except for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But he's also in, oddly enough, a bunch of soap operas, like Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, and The Dumb and the Brainless. Oh, sorry, that's The Young and the Restless. He showed up in a handful of other things too, but he seems to be pretty comfortable with his soaps, so, I guess let's leave him to that, and we'll see where Cloud shows up next.
I think I'll pass.
Okay, now that we're done with Final Fantasy VII... Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're not. Hey guys, do you know Sephiroth?
Shut up!
Sorry, I just need to overstate how tough that fight is, so buckle up for that. But first, imagine this absolute unit in a boy band. Yeah, that's right, because he was voiced by Lance fucking Bass of NSYNC, and I am not even kidding! This is inarguably the ultimate challenge of the original Kingdom Hearts, so if you choose to take on this fight, say bye-bye-bye to your fucking sanity. And if you're not level 100, hell, even if you are level 100, you best come prepared or Sephiroth's gonna be tearing up your heart. He's fast, he hits like a truck, his reach is insane, magic does nothing to him, he can teleport away from you, bring you down to a single hit point and no magic before saying, nah, I want you back, and coming after you again. And most of the time it feels like he's not even trying. You are all out fighting for your life against a guy who basically sees you as a minor inconvenience and just wants you out of the damn way. This fight truly is on his terms. Kingdom Hearts often has a way of letting you learn what a boss has in store while you're fighting them, so you can adjust and have control of the situation, but with Sephiroth there truly are no strings attached. They changed his voice actor for Kingdom Hearts 2, but that doesn't even matter because I've heard this several more times than this.
What is Cloud doing?
To date, I've beaten Sephiroth the equivalent of once every 11 years. I still haven't beaten Lingering Will, and so far I've never even fought Yuzora, but, maybe in the next 11. Maybe. Now for one of the bigger names. This is Leon, voiced by David Boreanaz. Wait, hold on. Boreanaz? Boreanaz? Borealis. David Borealis might not seem like a big name at first, but once you start looking into him, you'll find him all over the place. Earlier, I said that Riku was on an episode of Bones. Well, Leon was in the whole damn series as Seeley Booth, the descendant of John Wilkes Booth. And that's not even a fact that I'm making up. It's a legitimate part of his character. He's descended from the man who killed Abe Lincoln.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Yeah, but you didn't think you'd be hearing about the 16th president of the United States, did you? That just proves the versatility of this series and my incredible writing when I can work in the man who ended the Civil War and began freeing the slaves in the same video as Cloud Strife and Donald Duck. And now I'm imagining Mickey Mouse giving the Gettysburg Address. Oh boy! 87 years ago, our forefathers... you know what? I can't keep this up. Anyway... David, insert joke about last name here, is most well known for his work in Bones, and did you know that Bones and Sleepy Hollow are a shared world? Yeah, and their connection was through David, playing both in both of these shows. Wait.
Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
He's also pretty well renowned for his role as Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and his role as Angel in... Angel. He must have enjoyed that role. Or the producers of these shows enjoyed making money off of him. Maybe both? And now, finally, for our last entry, I have a question to ask. How in the Hades do you go from this
Stupid fat hobbit.
to this?
He's strong. He's kind. He's always there for you. And he's handsome to boot. He's perfect. Perfect.
Do you have to be torn apart by demo dogs? Because if that's what it takes, I'll do it. Sign me up, coach. Jokes aside, this one shocked me the most while researching this project. Usually celebrities who don't simply return to voice their characters again are cast in bigger roles. But Hercules? I mean, hell, Hercules doesn't even show up until halfway through your first visit, and in total he's got maybe a dozen lines, and, a handful of grunts, and it's done by this guy? This is Mikey from the 80s classic Goonies. This is Rudy. This is everyone's favorite from Stranger Things 2 for some reason, Bob. This is motherfucking best friend goals, Samwise motherfucking Gamgee.
Don't you leave him, Samwise
Motherfucking
Gamgee.
Lord of the Meme.
Potatoes.
And one of the main characters in the greatest fantasy series ever to be put to screen. I can honestly say that I can go on and on about Sean Astin. I mean, the dude's on trading cards, he's got action figures, and there's so much more. But now, as I look at the word count for this script swiftly approaching 3,000 words, I think it's about time to wrap this one up. Originally, I was going to make this episode about the entire Kingdom Hearts series, but quickly discovered that I have more to say than I originally thought, particularly about Lance Bass and Sean Astin for, well, obvious reasons. That being said, if there's enough interest, then I'll come back to this topic with a part 2. And with that being said, be sure to let me know if there's an interest with thumbs and comments and the beautiful sounds of bells. Have fun, guys, and I will see you very soon. Later.